My name is Carmen, and today we have a reading for you about somebody who is meeting with a person that I feel like there was at one point some friendship or love or connection, but it's been chilled. It's been a little bit fraught with tension or drama lately. So this looks to me like two people who are meeting to see whether or not they can salvage a relationship or, bury the hatchet, still find a way to be friends or like let go of the offense that caused this interruption. So trying to get to a point where we're on the same page, right? Let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. And I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box along with information on how to become a member and also a link to my Etsy page in case you would like to be a happy owner of one of my candles. They smell good, I promise. Let's see, what should we start with? I think we will dive in with the Weird Cat Tarot because I'm feeling weird today. Happy Thursday. Do y'all have any fun plans for the weekends? I think I'm gonna go look at a museum. I think that's what I'm gonna do. What else do we have? Page of Cups in the reverse. Three of Wands in the reverse. And the Ace of Cups in the reverse. So you haven't done anything, I haven't done anything. We've just been kind of quiet. Nobody's apologized. Nobody's been trying to like fix things. We're just, cruising along, kind of like blinders on, not looking to have a conversation and not really certain that things would progress or move forward anyways. With the Ace of Cups in the reverse, I do feel like there is some anger, some frustration, some I can't believe you would act that way, or I can't believe that you didn't have a better approach to that situation. Hello, Carrie. How are we doing today? What else? Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, Page of Swords in the reverse. They said something that they should not have said. Now, for some of you, this is about you saying something you shouldn't have said. But I think for the majority of those that this reading is for, this is somebody who really let their anger take a hold of them and they did not control what they said, and they said something intentionally hurtful, or they exaggerated, or they said something about you that other people didn't know and they said it in front of other people. This is not just you smudged my puma. This is you dead to me, but like, how you gonna make it up to me? Like, major offense, not just like a little bit of a, can't believe you didn't like my macaroni art, this was an actual problem. Okay, so what is this fight about? You have the stars and the garden. We got people fighting over a love interest. Now, in this Lenormand, we have the woman card. We also have the man card. And in my readings, you will quite frequently hear me say that we don't pay too close attention to the gender in tarot or in oracle cards. This is, I think, more so indicating that we have someone who is seen as very attractive or someone who is seen as quite the catch. And we got two people who are fighting over this person. This is not a divorce settlement. This is not a who gets the big bedroom in the apartment that we're moving into. This is a we both are in love with the same person, and I can't believe you said that thing about me in front of that person in order to make me look bad. So that's kind of a big deal. How are we going to fix this when your goal, even though you're a friend of mine, supposedly, was literally to make me look bad in front of the person that I was trying to pursue, or in front of the person that I care about their opinion. So it feels a bit immature. Definitely feels competitive. Hello, Danny. How's it going? Hello, Nicholas. That sounds like some Trent Reznor stuff right there. Hello, Sadra. How are you doing? What else do we have? We've got the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, the Fool, the Nine of Cups in the reverse, and the Four of Cups. So we have somebody who is in a competitive or argumentative mood, feeling like they need to move on or like no longer associate with this person from their past. And it's because this person has done something selfish or inconsiderate in order to make sure the other person gets rejected and they get what they want. So I want this person to be interested in me, but unfortunately you're also throwing your hat in the ring. So I'm going to make sure everybody knows that, I don't know, what can I say that isn't super offensive? I want to make sure everybody knows that you listen to Nickelback. I want to make sure everybody knows that you wear Crocs. They're sharing information, and the goal is, how can I make you look bad so that that person that we both like thinks I'm better than you? How can I make you look like not a catch? Like somebody that you should just keep walking past. I don't know. I mean, I guess there's some people who would be like, well, isn't all fair in love and war? So if they're competing for someone, then isn't that just like kind of what happens? Apparently not. We got the Five of Cups in the Tower. This is like you went too far. You did too much. You told a secret that should not have been revealed, or you insulted someone that is supposed to actually be your friend. We have the Hermit, Five of Wands in the reverse, and the Empress. Well, that's nice. So the individual that they both are interested in is this Empress. Again, does not need to be a woman, but this Empress is seen as quite the catch. There are multiple people that are interested in this person, and it's not just these two that are competing. But now this Empress has greater insight into these two interested parties, and I do think that there have been points deducted as a result of this person's outburst or trying to make their romantic rival look bad. Five of Swords in the reverse. Nine of Swords in the reverse. Judgment in the reverse. And the Queen of Swords in the reverse. Good Lord. Look, sometimes people get tunnel vision and they think so endlessly about one particular outcome that they desire or one particular like answer that they want that they kind of forget about the details, or they forget about self-awareness or self-monitoring or reading the room or whatever. This is someone who was so competitive and was so determined to make their opponent look bad that they failed to anticipate their actions or their strategy to make that person look bad might actually also make them look bad in the eyes of this Empress. You know, you gotta employ the right tactics. And this is somebody who just made themselves look mean. This is someone who just made themselves look like a jerk when they were trying to look like a good person to date. You know, sometimes it's a little bit difficult to understand what people find attractive and what people don't find attractive, but we've got someone who has miscalculated. So we have the Knight of Swords and Judgment in the reverse with the Tower. The Tower is about a moment where perceptions change or things, like the reality around you is different. And I think this is the Empress deciding that the Knight of Swords, the person who said something they shouldn't have, is not someone they're interested in. Six of Pentacles and the Fool. I know there's multiple people interested in me and that you are one of them, but I don't like how you move. I don't like how you treated that person. I don't like how you throw insults around. You're not gonna seduce the Empress by being a jerk. Hello, Nicholas. How are you doing? Hello, Mira. Hello, Ethan. Hello, Lemonade. What's going on? Happy Thursday. We got the Knight of Cups, the King of Pentacles, and the Eight of Wands. Okay, so we have Knight of Swords being the person who's mean, Knight of Cups being the other person, the person that they were talking about. So there is a conversation happening between the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Swords has maybe been a little bit too competitive or a little bit too quick to throw someone under the bus because they want to look good for this Empress. And this Knight of Cups, they're upset because they feel like they have taken some hits here from this person that should be their friend, or at least, you know, in the same friend group, from this Knight of Swords. They're having this conversation to see, you know, is there something salvageable here, even though you really did not treat me with respect. You felt like it was more important to make me look bad than to, you know, follow your own principles or morals. So the defenses are down for this chat. It's like, are we actually going to be able to salvage this? Are we going to be able to reconcile? Because without an apology or without you explaining why you took the measures that you did, I think it's probably safe to assume that these two would not be talking again. Like, you either apologize and make clear that you realize that was too far, too much, or you don't. And there's going to be consequences, I feel like, with multiple people if they don't apologize. Hello, Mr. Amorous. Hello, Third Eye. How we doing? Third Eye, you've been watching me for years and you just now asking me this? Okay, so let me show you what happens. This is not like a lot of space in between the table and the bookshelf, right? So when I move, the back of my chair hits those cards right behind me. And these go like this. If I have a rock on top of it, it's a lot harder for those cards to all of a sudden fall off, right? But I think it's also Third Eye because I really like matching them. So, for example, this is probably the one that is the most like matchy-matchy. This is the Meta Muse Tarot. And this is the stone that I put with it. Don't ask me what it is. I cannot remember. Um, nope, I can't. But look at how cute that is. It matches so good. It's all matchy. So that's part of it. There's like spiritual reasons too. It's supposed to keep the cards protected. So does that help? I hope that helps, Layla. Hello, Shannon. Yes. Oh no, it's both. But also because I'm clumsy and I will knock things off the table like all the time. You guys hear it. You hear it all the time. This poor little ghost dude has taken several jumps. All right, so we have the Ace of Swords in the reverse, Page of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles. So, are they going to lie to you about this? Or is it that what they said about you was a lie? This could be someone saying it's real cool and all that you wanted to win so badly that, you know, you badmouthed me to everybody. The problem here is you lied about me. You like started a rumor about me and I thought we were like friends and stuff. So are you going to fix that or not? Hello, Swordsman. How are you doing? Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands. Okay. So because they thought they had this like crafty little plan that was going to show them in a good light and they would be able to, you know, show off to the Empress and get a relationship with that Empress. Their efforts to get that long-term relationship or to be proven as like the best option actually serve to undermine their efforts and actually point out to this Empress that they're dealing with somebody who is relatively immature or a bit self-absorbed, and makes this Knight of Cups look like the better option. Or if they're going to get with anybody, it's going to be the Knight of Cups, not the Knight of Swords. Because the Knight of Swords said too much, did too much, acted a little bit petty. And the Empress doesn't like that. If you have to throw your best friend under the bus in order to try to make a pass at somebody, like, you gotta ask yourself what you're really doing. Like, what are you really about? What out there is worth it if it requires you putting at risk a relationship with someone you call your best friend? I'm just curious. That's like, that makes about as much sense as those school student loans, right? Like, here, borrow $60,000 right now, and then over time you can pay me back $500,000. It'll be real great. So we have time. Number 20, planning, making decisions, leaving comfort, taking risks. And remember, at the very beginning, we had the meeting card, which says planning at the bottom. This is someone who had plans with the Empress or had plans to like impress the Empress. And instead, what they end up doing is showing that they put in effort and they invest in shenanigans that are more appropriate for somebody half their age. Hello, Shell. How are you doing? Hello, Frank Tank. What's up? I hope you're having a good day. That's fair, third eye. So we've got spectrals, number 35. Discernment, critical thinking, investigation, and insight. Our Empress is no fool. You don't get to be the Empress energy without having a little bit of insight or intuition or understanding, right? And as a result, the shenanigans by this Hermit or the Knight of Swords who's throwing their best friend under the bus, it does not go unnoticed. And if you're willing to treat your best friend that way, then why wouldn't you treat me that way? If you're willing to throw somebody in your inner circle under the bus like that or make them feel dumb in a group of people, then why should I expect any different treatment from you if I were to decide to date you? You know? You're funny, Lemonade. Hello, Joe. How are you doing? Hello, Jemai. Yeah, that's fair, third eye. That doesn't really sound like fun to me either. Hello, Aquarius. How's it going? Yes, what goes around does come around. I was gonna make a Justin Timberlake joke, but I don't know how many of you will be all butthurt about it. Did you watch the body cam? Did you? This is gonna rule the tour. Okay, sorry. What else do we have? This is the Gilded Reverie. We have the Compass, number 42, and the Lily, number 30. Can we actually fix this problem? So I feel like we've gotten to the point where now this Knight of Swords knows the Empress is not interested in them. They've already ruined it. There is no hope, at least not real hope, for the Empress to choose the Knight of Swords or the Hermit because they've acted immaturely. This Knight of Cups is still in the running. This Knight of Cups is still pursuing the Empress. But the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Cups are talking about whether or not they can find a way to bury the hatchet or let go of the frustrations that they've experienced over the last several weeks, competing for the same love interest. Or is this too much of a mountain to climb? Is this too, are we too different, you know? Hello, Ivan. Ooh, I hope you get that paycheck, Akobus. Hello, Mr. Flashman. Just don't do that here. Did he cry the river? Oh, I like it. Hello, CTF. What's up? Yes. To Carrie's point, Akobus, please make sure that we're not doing all caps. It makes me anxious. We've got number 13, which is the girl or the child. This talks about new energy, fresh energy. Can we be friends after you were a total twat trying to compete with me over a romantic interest? Or do I just need to be honest with myself that you're not that great? Do I just need to be honest with myself that you were comfortable treating me that way because you don't actually respect me? You don't actually think that you should be respectful towards me. This is what's being determined, right? We're going to have a conversation. We're going to have a little sit down. We'll have a little chat, maybe over a burger or coffee. I don't know. But I got to figure out, are you actually a friend, or do I need to, you know, kind of reconsider why I was including you in that inner circle to begin with? This is the Witch's Tarot. Yeah, really? Isn't that weird? I feel like there should be rules already in place for that, Lemonade. You're good, Akobus. Yes, in with the new. All right, what else? Six of Pentacles. Princess or Page of Pentacles. Queen of Swords and the Six of Cups. So 2 sixes, right? Trying to find a balance, trying to find a way to feel like things are normal again or get grounded in this friendship, but there's a coldness. When I try to, you know, talk about our inside jokes, or when I try to invite you over, or when I tell you a story from my work, it doesn't feel the same anymore. It doesn't feel like we were, you know, friends forever and I can tell you anything. It feels like the mood has changed. It feels like the temperature has changed. Like now you're just irritable because I still have conversations ongoing with this Empress, and you've been told to get it moving, to like stop talking to them. So because of that decision, because this Empress is still interested in one of them, but not both of them, this Hermit Knight of Swords is being icy, rude, curt. Three of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands. I'm building a fence around my heart. I'm blocking you out because I feel hurt, because I feel like you're getting what I wanted, and that's not fair. King of Cups in the reverse, emotional immaturity. Three of Cups, because I want to, you have. And when the Empress makes their decision and decides, you know, I think I actually kind of like this Knight of Cups, how am I supposed to be your friend knowing that now you're dating the person that I wanted? Well, you didn't approach it right, you know? Have a good nap, Third Eye. Hello, Redbeard. Hey, Criminal Man. If you want to be all like accusatory, could you do me a favor? If you're saying you're manipulative, for example, you are combining the words you and are into one word. So there would be an apostrophe R-E, okay? I know, I'm obnoxious. But I feel like if you're gonna be insulting someone, you wanna make sure that you're spelling things right so that people can't just turn around immediately and insult you for not knowing how to spell things, right? Thank you, Carrie. Thanks for stopping by. That's going to be Lemonade's t-shirt. We're going to make you a t-shirt that says, thanks for stopping by. Toodaloo. We got the Prince of Pentacles, which is the Knight of Pentacles. The Tower and the King of Wands. With the Sun. Okay, well, this is good stuff. I like this. This is saying I've put in the effort and I was genuine when I approached the Empress. For you to be mad at me about the fact that the Empress is interested in me when you were using tactics like throwing me under the bus or spreading rumors or even lying about me is a little bit rich, is a little bit ridiculous, right? We have someone standing on business saying, here's the reality of the situation. You're mad because your approach to a romantic interest was deemed to be immature and ineffective. That ain't my bad. That's you not knowing how to sell yourself to someone based on your own virtues and attributes versus, hey, that person looks funny, you shouldn't date them. If you're going to be out here pursuing someone romantically and the only thing you got is that person's not as good as I am, that person isn't funny, or that person smells weird, you haven't told me anything good about yourself yet. I used to be in sales, and something I learned pretty early on was you can cheapen your competition. You can make the other look bad. But if you're relying on that to be successful, it's not going to work because you have to, at some point, actually have something to offer, right? Hello, Bearcat. How are you doing? If you haven't heard me say it yet, Bearcat, judgment, there's only one E. There's only one E. If you get that right, you will impress me. Hello, Thor. What's up? Hello, Angela. Yeah, you know what happens. Yes, exactly. All right, let's get a few more. Where are we at? I think we'll go with the Love Oracle because it feels to me like this Sun card is the happiness that is building between the Knight of Cups and the Empress. And I feel like the Knight of Cups is not really, like, it's the energy that they approach the relationship with, which is charming and romantic. But they're coming through as this King of Wands, somebody who knows how to go for what they want. They have this bold energy. Not surprising that they're right next to the sun either. Fiery energy, right? So I do think that we have some jealousy springing up from the Knight of Swords. They're mad because this Empress isn't interested in them and has in fact chosen their friend instead. So where does that leave the friendship? Can we still be friends even though you were not chosen and I was? Maybe it would be easier for them if the Empress had chosen no one. If the Empress were still just like single and lonely and doing their own thing, but it's more difficult because they know that the Empress chose their friend. They know that their own actions ruined their opportunity with the Empress because they chose to attack instead of just be themselves. And it looks like the King of Wands and the Empress are getting along very well. We have shared feelings or love that is requited. While this Knight of Swords is just sitting here and watching and jealous and feeling paranoid that maybe there's something that, you know, maybe there's a curse on them. Maybe there's something that they can't change that blocks them from being in a happy relationship. Hello, Flower. How are you doing? I hope you're having a good day. Hear, accept, see. Any message from guides I need? Who has been connecting to what? I don't know what that means. Who has been connecting to your mouth? See, for context, I would have assumed you were saying who's connecting to my Wi-Fi for free for months and why. Flower, you let me know because I feel like I might be reading that a little bit wrong. Because I feel like you would know who you've been kissing. Who has been connecting? We'll leave that part and then you clarify for me, okay, Flower? Valid. All right, what else do we have? Chasing, pursuit, toxicity, resilience, and one day, someday, somewhere, another time. It's difficult, but this Knight of Swords hermit individual is having to accept that their toxic approach is the reason it didn't work out with this Empress. But they are able to take what they learned from the situation and change so that one day, somewhere, with a different love interest, they can do it right. They can do things the right way and not fumble it. Hello, Redbeard. Soldier boy face. Hello, Joao. How are you doing? Do I get clarification from Flower? No, okay. What do I need to know right now? Awesome. I've added that for you. I'm glad to hear that. Hello, Mark. How are you doing? So the Empress realized that this would have been just a little distraction dealing with the Knight of Swords. It wouldn't have led to a serious connection. But there's also a concern this Empress has as far as if this Knight of Cups returns to being friends with the Knight of Swords, is there going to be any issues here in terms of awkwardness between the three of them? Is this Knight of Swords still attracted to me? Is there still potentially some jealousy that could make it weird for the three of them to spend time together? And I would say, yeah, I think it would still be weird for them to hang out. Maybe that's just me. Maybe there's someone who would disagree, but I think there's still some jealousy or some insecurity. I think there's still some desire on the part of the Knight of Swords, and that maybe some time apart is what everybody needs. They will never compare to you. Yeah, the Knight of Swords is not over the Empress. I'm holding on to the memories of us. We're meant to be together. I will wait as long as it takes for a shot with you. I've been watching your socials and admiring your pictures. They're not over this Empress, and they're not working to get over the Empress just because their friend is dating the Empress. They're like still focused. Hello, On File. How are you doing? I hope I said that right. I'm sorry I hurt you. I didn't realize what I had until it was gone. I think this is friendship talk. I think the Knight of Swords is saying, I'm sorry that I called you out. I'm sorry that I spread a rumor or did something to offend you just to try to win over this Empress. Even though I act kind of heartless or reckless, I really do care and I really do miss our friendship. I want to make you happy. I miss your smile. I'm sorry I couldn't be what you needed me to be. I don't know, man. I think this is one of those things where the new couple needs to focus on their relationship, and this Knight of Swords hermit individual maybe needs to just focus on themselves for a little bit. Because I don't think they're over the Empress. I don't think they're planning on being over the Empress anytime soon. I think they're literally just waiting for this King of Wands, Knight of Cups to ruin the relationship, and then they can have another chance. I'm ready to take my mask off. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. So I'm going to say pass on the friendship, focus on the relationship. Focus on the Empress and let go of this Knight of Swords who seems to be a little bit lost and not wanting to take into consideration what people are actually feeling or what people have actually said to them. I'm doing well, thank you. No worries. I'm sorry that it's been difficult, Flower. I think magic is possible with a lot of different implements, man. But yeah, why not? Why not? Okay. This is the Tarot of the Nile. What is it that Flower needs to know from Spirit Guides? What messages do the Spirit Guides for Flower have for Flower, please? Hey, James, how you doing? Hello, Carla. How's your day? So we've got this Knight of Pentacles Flower with the Three of Cups and the Ace of Swords in the reverse. This feels to me like the need to know from your guides is that there's someone here who is hiding a truth or omitting a truth from you, holding back some information, feeling like they have to wait for the right time to tell you. Yeah, Seven of Swords. Someone who is holding this information. Maybe they just feel like they need to, wait until you're in a better mood, or maybe they need to finalize some details. But this is someone who knows that there is bad news or knows that there is some update here they need to give to you, and they're not. So what is this? I feel like this is a friend. And maybe you've asked a favor, maybe you've asked them for their opinion, but it's like they're acting awkwardly because they don't know how to like back away. So I feel like you're going to get ghosted, or maybe you currently are getting ghosted by a friend, not a romantic interest. Someone who doesn't know how to explain that they can't be connected to you anymore, or doesn't know how to like vocalize or put into words what their thoughts actually are on your connection. But the Four of Wands is in the reverse. This is like, I don't think we can be friends. Exactly, lemonade. Hello, on file. I would say it's a recipe of going through a lot of ish, plus appreciation for details and art, plus having a lot of different tarot decks, plus the intuition, right? Yes, thank you for liking and subscribing. That means a lot. Yeah, that's fair, CTF. Who has been connecting to Flower? So maybe this is about who's been sending messages or energy towards Flower. We've got the Ten of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, and the Temperance card in the reverse. King of Cups, an X. Someone who still feels like there's unfinished business here with you, Flower. They've been sending energy your way. I do feel like this is sex magic, to be honest. I do feel like they've been thinking about you when they've been, you know, utilizing the lotion. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I offended any of you with that comment, but that's what I see. I feel like there's someone here who is wishing ill towards you, saying negative things about you, and you are finding a way to transmute this energy. So if there's one important thing about this message for you, Flower, it is this. When people send you negative energy, when they talk poorly about you, or when they wish ill upon you, you, my friend, have a skill where you can alchemize that energy and turn it into good things for you. You take coal and you turn it into diamonds. So this person wants to send you negative energy, let them do it all day, because you're over here like, oh, look, it's more coal. Boop. Oh, no, it's diamonds. You transmute it. So let them. Anything else that Flower needs to know, please? That's cool, man. But what if I told you my favorite color is blue and it's really green? Then would you get the wrong impression? Hello, Sage. How are you doing? Hello, Wick Vegas. I'm not entirely shocked that someone asks that question who's apparently in Vegas. Nope, not your fault, not your fault, not your business, but no. Michael Douglas, best performance. Okay, so Flower, we also have the Hierophant and the King of Swords in the reverse. There's going to be someone in the next 2 weeks who tells you something vehemently. And when I say vehemently, I mean they look you in your face and they're like convinced, like this is how it is. I bet money on it. I know it's true. They're wrong. They might not know they're wrong. They might not be lying like bold-faced lie. They might genuinely believe what they are saying to you, but they're wrong. And it is important for you to know that they are wrong. Five of Wands in the reverse. You might not really get much from arguing with this person over whether or not their claims are correct, but just know that they're wrong. This King of Swords in the reverse. I think that they have wrong information or they are being naive and you know better. All right, let's see what we've got for Joao, and good luck to you, Flower. You know we love you. Much cheese. Hello, Erin. How are you doing? I know, dude. I'm gonna have to go back and get those. Those nachos were to die for. They were amazing. Although I might next time get that with guacamole added, because the server said that that's what he would recommend. I might have to try that. What does Joao need to know, please? What does Joao need to know, please? We have the Six of Pentacles, the Five of Cups in the reverse, the Hierophant, Knight of Cups, Ten of Wands, and the Devil. So, I don't know if you're going to like this, duo, but what I see is you realizing that you have spent too much time on Raquel and losing interest, feeling like you have chased, feeling like you have put in effort, feeling like you have been patient and communicated what you needed to. I think the Six of Pentacles is you realizing I deserve better. And also potentially a little bit of returning some of the energy that Raquel has sent your way to Raquel. And I don't think it's to be nasty. I would hope it's not to be nasty. But what I see is you being a bit frustrated and impatient, feeling like you deserve better because you do deserve better. And thinking, well, maybe I should like put my eggs in different baskets. Maybe I should be open to meeting someone new. Maybe I need to reconsider whether or not this person actually aligns to what it is that I'm looking for in a relationship. And I think you decide to walk the other way. Maybe you're leaving a little space in your brain for her. Maybe you're leaving a little space in your heart for her. But this is looking to me like you realize that you have been going above and beyond or doing the most for this relationship, and she has not been pulling her weight. And I think she ends up getting obsessive and worried because you find something else. You find someone else. Knight of Swords in the reverse. Moon in the reverse. Empress in the reverse. Because sometimes if people take too long to realize who they've surrounded themselves with or what kind of decisions they're making, then they deserve to lose out on that thing that they haven't really prioritized, right? So I think you end up acknowledging that she's been selfish, focused on herself. You are honest with yourself about that and that you deserve better. And you meet someone new. Someone who's emotionally mature. Someone who doesn't have all of that baggage that you've been trying to carry. It's not yours to carry. Hello, Shavana. How are you doing? I need to go. Yes, please accidentally trip over the like button. I would appreciate that. No, I don't think so. I think, yeah, high school friends, definitely. There's just always drama in high school friendships, right? You're right, James. So, Joao, I hope you're not mad at me, but I see somebody else in your romantic future, someone who's not going to be playing these games. So, hopefully you like that. Hopefully you warm up to that idea, but you deserve someone who's going to communicate with you in a more mature fashion, or someone who's going to view the same like desired outcome as you, right? All right, I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. Thank you for hyping if you're able to. And also thank you for checking